Welcome to Angelo's Tennis. Sebastian Korda. He's one of my favorite players. And honestly, when he came out, he could potentially be the next Roger Federer. Because I like his game. I like how calculated it is. And then I saw this. What we're talking about in this video, talking about the road to top tennis for Sebastian Korda. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. You want to check it out, you can go to the ATP website. That's what I'm going to go over. Take a look at his profile, his activity, his tournament activity. And this is going to be an interesting one. So hang in there. This is probably the most interesting player analysis road to top tennis that I've seen yet. Even more than Serena and Venus Williams. I mean, this really blew my mind. So going back, I'm not going to go back. It starts off 2016. They have some record of him playing some ITFs. 2017. So he would have been, let's see, how old is he? Let's get that right. Because he was young. He was like 16 when he started playing. When he started playing professional, pretty much. He was born July 5th, 2000. So he's 24 now, 2017. He was 17 years old in 2017. Played a couple ITFs and some challengers. So we could start there. 2017, 17 years old. He starts the season off in January. So I've seen that before. Starts the season off. That's important because you can tell this is a plan. The season doesn't start in May or, we're going to play college tennis and then play ITFs in the summer. None of that. Start in January in the United States, in Florida, where I'm presuming he lived. And gets a couple wins, a couple easy wins. Then he's still in Florida in February, gets a win. Still in Florida, goes to a challenger, loses first round. Now here's where it gets interesting. Right away, we can see here, 17 years old. He's in Florida. He's ranked 1,284. Pretty much, I think I said he had a couple wins. One of them was a retirement. And they were ITFs. Really like one or two wins. And he's ranked 1,284, and he's in Sarasota at a challenger, and he gets a first round entry. Not qualifying, first round entry. The guy's a nobody. He doesn't exist based on the rankings. 17 years old, still a kid. Loses first round, but he gets that entry into a challenger. Pretty much no ITF experience. It's not like he just played a few ITFs the year before and then a few beginning of the season. Then he goes to another challenger in Stockton. And again, still 1368 ranking, and he gets in qualifying. Even to get into qualifying, being ranked 1368. It'd be interesting to see how that went down. Like, did he just show up and get an open spot, or was that like planned out, where they gave it to him? Who knows? I'm not that much into the way it all works. Let's see, where's Stockton? I don't even know where that's at. California. Wins one, gets the first round qualifying, and then a walkover, and then loses. Then he goes to Houston. Lots of traveling here already. ITF gets to the final. Another ITF loses first round. Another one loses first round. Another one loses first round. Traveling around. Looks like that was back to Florida. He was in Alabama. And that's it for the year. That was November. Stick with me here. It's going to get interesting. I've already hinted to what's going on. 2018. 18 years old. 2018 hasn't done anything. Has not done anything. I don't even know. I guess he played juniors. I have to look what his junior record was. Again, starts in January, takes a little plane ride to Australia. January 1st, in a challenger, gets into a qualifier. 848, ranked 848. I don't even know how you get to be ranked 848 when you really have done nothing. And he gets in to qualify and wins the first 2 rounds. Loses in the 3rd round. I mean, this would have to have been planned. I mean, unless he's got that kind of stupid money where he just flew to Australia and just assumed that they were going to get in. Then he goes his next tournament, challenger, still pretty much unranked. Gets into qualifying, gets a bye, and then wins the second round, loses the 3rd round. And then, here's where it starts. Ranked 873, February 12th, 2018, 18 years old, goes to New York and gets into an ATP 250, first round. Not qualifying, plays Tiafoe, loses in 3 sets. I mean, this is a guy who has done nothing, who is a nobody. He's still a teenager. And he gets a first round entry into an ATP 250 playing the 98th ranked player in the world, Frances Tiafoe. What, out of all the thousands of tennis players out there, what is so special about Sebastian Korda that he gets the privilege of an ATP 250 first round entry? And sometimes you see these with, like, if it's in their hometown and they've done something, they'll give them like a wild card entry. But this is New York City. This isn't his hometown. This is New York City. Then he goes to Indian Wells. And again, California, Indian Wells, this is a challenger. It's a challenger tournament. I'm sorry, I was getting excited there. It's a challenger, but still first round entry into an Indian Wells challenger. Loses first round. And he does get into Indian Wells, ATP 1000, and he gets in the qualifying, 887. So if you're not familiar with this, to get into a qualifying of an ATP 1000, you probably should be ranked in the top 200. And this guy has no ranking, 900, hasn't done anything. And he gets into qualifying and plays Tim Schmiechek, who's 126, loses in 3 sets. He stays in California, plays an ITF, gets a win. Another challenger, first round, no qualifying, loses first round, back in Florida. Then he goes to Mexico City. Challenger, gets in first round, loses first round. I mean, you got to think, like, to get into a challenger first round, you probably should be in the top 300 for sure. And in Mexico, the guy who played there, without going back and looking at the whole tournament, the guy who played was from Argentina. You would think Latin America, there'd be, you wouldn't be able to get a first round because there's, why would Mexico or any of these Latin American countries give a United States guy a first round entry who's a nobody? But they did. Played Carlos Berloque, ranked 115. So already, I also want to recap this. The fact that it's not just that he's getting in these tournaments, but he's getting experience against the 115th guy in the world. And then the 126th ranked. Gambos, 141. Tiafo, 98. So you're just going through as the year started, half of his matches so far were against top 200 guys. So he's getting that out of the way. Like, I can hang with these guys. I can play with them. He's someone who's setting this up is giving the baby bird giving the baby bird confidence to feel like he belongs. Then he goes to Sarasota again, challenger. Plays Michael Moe, ranked 151, loses. Tallahassee, challenger. He has to play qualifying here, loses second round. First qualifying bye. And then he's playing ITF in Spain. No real verification, no real, let's say, like, the belief, the credibility to take in a year to go to Australia, Mexico, Spain. There's no real credibility here. We can call it privilege. This guy got some kind of privilege for some reason, and probably has I'm sure his family has a lot of money, so that could be part of it too. I'm not sure where the money's coming from to go to Australia, Spain, etc., to take that kind of risk, even if it is your own money. So Spain gets a couple wins, Spain again. But even still here, in an ITF in Spain, 871. He's ranked 871. And he gets in first round, no qualifying. You think, like, an ITF, technically, a futures, you should be ranked in the top 600, 800 at least to even get in. Then he goes to Italy, loses first round. Back to the United States. There are no qualifiers here. Even in the futures, ranked 848. Must not have been that many people wanting to get in. Same thing, goes to Illinois. And it's a good run there. Loses in the final in Illinois of a futures. Now he's ranked 750. Losing the final again. Starts to make a little bit of a run here in where he belongs in the futures. And then with a ATP ranking of 546, gets into the US Open qualifying. Now you got to think, US Open qualifying, you got to be somewhere around top 300 to get in. Top 300 to get in. He's 546. Of course, he gets some kind of wild card to get into qualifying. Wins first round, loses second round. Loses second round to a guy who's 149 in the world. Then he goes back to a challenger, loses first round. Another challenger loses first round. Another challenger loses first round. First round of qualifying. First round of qualifying. ITF loses second round. ITF loses first round. Another one loses first round. Knoxville Challenger qualifier loses second round. And lots of tournaments here. Ends the season with a challenger and a loss first round. (2019) 2019 would have been, I think 2020 was his really breakout year. 2019, I'll be right back. I'm going to continue with 2019. All right, we're back. See, and the surprising thing here isn't so much that he's losing in the futures. He's 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. The surprising thing is that somebody would spend this kind of money, and also that he's getting wild cards into big major tournaments. So it tells me a couple things. One, someone knows what they're doing, and two, someone knows people, knows what they're doing, and knows people. Third year here, 2019. He's 18 years old. Australian Open. First again starts in January. Gets into the Australian Open being ranked 524. Again, got in the US Open being ranked, as I said, you probably should be in the top 300. And somehow he gets in the US Open and the Australian Open. This is an American guy. Loses first round qualifiers to 200. A guy's ranked 211. Then he plays an ITF, loses first round. Another one, loses first round. and then he gets to the final of a tournament in Turkey, an ITF in Turkey. So if you look at his prize money here, like the last couple of years too, like he's in the red, like he's losing, he's not making money. Even this year, you can see he's prize money. I mean, maybe that Australian Open entry got him enough to pay for the next couple weeks, a couple months. But he didn't even really earn that. Like they just gave him $15,000. Loses a couple rounds in Turkey, wins a couple matches, still keeping him at 515. He's ranked 515, playing a lot of ITFs. Then he plays the Challenger in Sarasota again. This time he gets 3 wins. He's ranked 514, gets a direct entry. Now he's at 417, another direct entry to a challenger. Now maybe it can be justified. Savannah, another challenger, direct entry, couple wins. Another challenger, ranked 392 in Kazakhstan, loses first round. Another one in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. Now he's playing a lot of challengers, ranked 383. Spent a lot of time in Kazakhstan. Gets into a challenger there, makes it to a final of a challenger. Now he's 303. Challenger in Lexington, loses second round. And now he's 281 and gets into a qualifying of an ATP Masters. Loses to Salsa, ranked 43. And he goes US Open again, 296, gets in as a qualifier. Loses first round. 315. A couple more challengers. Doesn't really do anything. And he gets to a final of a challenger. And he ends the season ranked 293. (2020). Doesn't go to Australia this year. Stays in the States. Ranked 242. What was that, 2020? Oh, that might have been COVID. That was probably the COVID year. Yeah, it was. So that's why. More likely than not, that's why. He's 245. He's firmly only playing challengers now. I mean, you could say this guy's lucky too. Like he's just got a lot of luck to get in those tournaments. I'm not really sure. There's definitely money involved because he hasn't made any money yet. Wasn't much tennis played there because it pretty much goes straight to Cincinnati where he gets into qualifying. But now he's 205. Even here, like the US Open, he's ranked 205. He gets in without playing qualifying, first round. So another, it's just like every time there's an opportunity for him to break convention or break the rules and get ahead without actually playing, he gets it. I mean, here again, he should be in qualifying. 205. What? But we know it is United States, so maybe you give him a wild card, give him a shot. He loses to Shapovalov. But here, well, I mean, then he goes to the Roland Garros, played in September that year. He gets into qualifying, ranked 213. Makes a little run there. This is probably his breakout run. Gets to the fourth round, loses to Nadal. Now he's 136. 2021. He's in. Ranked 119. Doesn't look like he goes to Australia again. Skips that. And now he's in. And that's how you do it. First round, 87 gets into ATP 1000 in Miami. And these guys here in the top 100, he's comfortable. He's used to it. He knows what it's like. He's been around it. He was given an entry to get around the top guys at least 4 or 5 times. So there you have it. Sebastian Korda and how to get into top tennis. That's how it's done. Angelo's Tennis checking out.